And for the families of those held hostage, you can imagine, it's hard to imagine, this has been an absolutely agonizing 45 days. And that includes the family of Almog Goldstein. She and three of her children, 17-year-old Agam, 11-year-old Gal, and 9-year-old Tal, were abducted by Hamas on October 7th. Her husband and elder daughter were murdered on October 7th.
We want to bring in Chens' brother, Omri Almog. He joins us now live. Omri, thank you so much for sharing part of your afternoon with us. I just want to know how you're feeling right now. You're waiting to find out if these Israeli officials are going to accept this deal. What's going through your mind?
First, I wanted to say that since October 7, when we lost communication with Chen and the three kids, Agam, Gal, and Tal, they were missing for over 10 days. So I said from the beginning to myself and to the family that they are alive. If there's nobody found, they're not murdered, and the time goes by, I said they are alive, and they are somewhere in Gaza. And I know my sister, and now the feeling is with a lot of hope, but we are still have to wait patiently to finish all this and less talking, and it's much better to everyone, both sides. When we see them in Israel, it's going to be a done deal for our family. That's no question.
I imagine it'll be a huge relief for your family as well after everything that you've endured. Have you heard anything from the Israeli government about the deal, whether there has been any confirmation that it could include your sister and the three children?
We know the family, there's two families here, the Goldstein family and the Nadav parents, they live in Kfar Aza, and my parents live in Kfar Aza, and Nadav's sister live in Kfar Aza, and they're all safe, and we both families, we know for the last few days that something is cooking. We don't know what, and we didn't ask. And there is connection with a lot of people that are talking to us, but nothing solid that I can tell you. Whatever you understand from the media is what I know. But they talking to us, and they wait patient to give us some details, because when will be a details, they're going to give it to us. As of right now, we don't know anything. We're just waiting, and I'm sure in a few days something happened.
So just to be clear, has anyone in the Israeli government given you an indication about the family's condition since October 7th?
They do. Israel know some details. It's not something that I wanted to share with you,
sure.
But it's not also big details or something huge. But as I said, we know they are hostages. They move from missing to hostage. You have to understand this is kids, and this is family people that their
sure.
lives is on the scale. So
yeah.
Whatever we said is not going to be good. We have to wait patiently, and believe me, I will be happy to talk to you when after I touch them and I see them.
Of course,
the whole world understand that we're talking about kids and
yeah.
women's here. They have nothing to do with this conflict. They just live their lives. So this is the situation right now, and we have to wait. It's hard. It's nervous, but there's nothing we can do.
That is such an important point, that these are innocent civilians that don't have anything to do with the conflict. I'm wondering what your message might be to Israeli lawmakers, to the full cabinet, as they consider finalizing this deal. We understand that some of the members of the cabinet were opposed to it.
a lot of people in Israel, especially the government, understand for the past 40 days after this cruel torture attack by a bad organization that needs to be taken off, that the first thing of rebuild Israel and the communities there, Kfar Aza, Be'eri, Niroz, all these kibbutz, is to bring those people back to Israel border, back to the families, back to us. It's kids that taken out from beds with pajamas, no shoes, and nobody knows where are they for the past 46 days. It's beyond imagine. So now we can see the light in the end of the tunnel, but it's still time to wait, and we're waiting patiently.
It is a very delicate time. Omri, if this deal goes through and you see Tal, Gal, Agam, and Chen again, what's the first thing you're going to do? What are you going to say to them?
First, I will say I'm sorry.
Wow.
Because there's no reason that the army is behind civilians. The army need to be at the front. And we miss this whole horrible situation. The army was behind civilians instead of be at the front. So I think, and I'm thinking about it all the time, that I'm going to say I'm sorry to my sister. She needs to be living the rest of their lives in a broken family with no husband, with no older daughter, beautiful daughter, an amazing, outstanding, talented husband, and this broken family needs to come back to the grandmother and the grandfather, my parents and Nadav's parents, because they live together. And Nadav has a sister with 4 daughters that they are the same ages as Chen kids. Yeah. And those kids, those daughters of Nadav's sister Ne'ama, they just waiting and crying and pray for seeing back Agam, Gal, and Tal. It's a broken families. So we need to bring back whatever left, and we need to rebuild Kfar Aza so people can go back to there. And this is a war. We are in the middle of war, fighting for this beautiful country, the only beautiful country, the way I see it, in the Middle East. And this is what Nadav wants all his life. That he said that we never leave homes, and we have to stay where we at, and we need to rebuild this place, this kibbutz. There's no question about it.
Omri, I'm so sorry that you and your family have had to endure this. I hope that when this deal is secured, you're able to see your family members again, and that you can soon move forward from this tragedy. Thank you so much, Omri Almog, for the time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Of course.